Do you think is the best lightweight in the world? This question has generated a lot of spirited arguments on social media, with four names coming up most often. Vasily Lomachenko, who has lost 3 times in his career so far, losing his last fight to Devin the Dream Haney, still has a following that thinks that he remains the best lightweight in the world. Whilst new entrant Shakur Stevenson has shown a lot of talent, and a lot of fans think that Shakur is the best, whilst others are so bent on proving the point that Gervonta Tank Davis is the best. Whilst the other school of thought think that there is no need for this argument because Devin the Dream Haney holds the undisputed title and that should put this matter to rest. But don't you think that being undisputed and still not being regarded as the best in the eyes of some brings your championship into question, or is just hate? I'll delve into all that in this particular episode, but I would be focusing on Devin the Dream Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis. Let me know who you think is the best in the comment section. If you have not subscribed, please do, and when you enjoy this particular video, please click the thumbs up button to help me grow my channel. Thank you. Now let me focus on Gervonta Tank Davis. First fact I want to put out is that Gervonta Tank Davis is not a 3-division full champion, and I'm going to prove that. When Gervonta Tank Davis became a champion by beating Pedroza for the IBF Super Featherweight Championship, he later lost the belt by missing weight and later became a WBA Super Champion when he beat Leo Santa Cruz in that double title fight. Yes, so he is a 2-time Super Featherweight champion. He has also won championship belts in the lightweight division. Yes, and those were regular belts against Gamboa. When he won that belt, there was a super champion in the person of Vasily Lomachenko. So winning the regular belt, I thought as at that time, Gervonta Tank Davis will push to have the fight with Vasily Lomachenko. But his promoter, Floyd Money Mayweather, made this statement on Fighter TV. Let's have a listen.
That huge fight, they think it'll be Lomachenko. Do you think that will be the huge fight for you?
It's time for us to move and talk right here. Like I said before, we're not going to call no particular fighter out. And it's not like we ducking or dodging anyone. Lomachenko has to fight as many fights as possible extremely quick because he's very, very old. Tank is probably 10 years or 11 years younger than Lomachenko. Lomachenko will be 40 before you know it. There's no rush, Tank. Your job is to continue to go out there and do what you're doing. You making the same money Lomachenko is making, and you're doing it easier. Lomachenko just fought, and Lomachenko is a hell of a fighter, and I like Lomachenko. But the guy after Tank went out there and beat the champion up, Lomachenko fought Tank leftovers and with the distance. And guess what? Tank didn't have to go to the Olympics. Tank didn't have to fight 300 amateur fights. Tank didn't have to fight 400 amateur fights. Tank gonna go out there and get the job done. This right here, he's the real one in boxing. He's the truth. We don't care about that. We don't want to hear about that. Tank is the champion. It's his night. Give him his credit. Just like when all these other fighters go out there and was fighting all these years, y'all didn't want to give me my credit. And now y'all screaming this Pacquiao shit. Once again, when all you media people was talking about what Pacquiao was going to do, then I kick his ass in. Let's do it again. It's Tank night. Tank is the champion, and Tank is the face of boxing.
We all heard Floyd. Floyd dogged or was trying to age out Vasily Lomachenko. But I think that Gervonta Tank Davis had the ability and the talent to beat Vasily Lomachenko as at that time, but he did not go for it. Then he moved on to fight Mario Barrios, in which he won another super title in the super lightweight division. But as at the time he won that belt, there was another super champion in the person of Josh Taylor, who was then undisputed. We remember they had a Twitter banter those times. Yes. So that means all the two other divisions in which Gervonta Tank Davis has won a belt, they have been a superior champion. So I asked myself, why didn't Floyd Mayweather and his team push for Tank Davis to become a full champion, giving him the opportunity now to be undisputed? But they did not do that. I think that Floyd Money Mayweather have managed Tank Davis below 80% of his potential. They have protected him too much, whilst opponents that were in the way of Gervonta Tank Davis, he was very much capable of taking them out. Now, let me move to the current undisputed champion in the person of Devin Haney. Devin Haney took on a challenge. He was first the mandatory for Vasily Lomachenko, in which Vasily Lomachenko was later elevated to franchise champion. And Devin Haney states that Vasily Lomachenko was docking him. I beg to differ with Vasily Lomachenko that Devin the Dream Haney was docking him. At the time Haney became the mandatory for Vasily Lomachenko, Vasily Lomachenko was aiming to become undisputed. You don't dock a mandatory to aim for a unification belt. And we all know that the fact in boxing is that unification supersedes mandatory. So if you want to fight, if you want your chance as a mandatory fighter, and I want to unify, priority would be given to the unification over the mandatory. So that is a fact. So I don't believe Vasily Lomachenko dogged Devin the Dream Haney. But fast forward, Vasily Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez. Then Teofimo Lopez ended up losing to George Kambosos Jr. So Devin the Dream Haney left much room. He took on a challenge in which Gervonta Tank Davis could have equally taken. A challenge in which Gervonta Tank Davis could have equally taken. Devin the Dream Haney took on the challenge, took peanuts money, and went to Australia, Melbourne, to beat George Kambosos not just once, but twice. And that is a huge tax. Going abroad, and as at a point in time he did not have his father, it took the last day of the fight for his father to be granted entry into Australia, and that is a big tax. Gervonta Tank Davis has fought outside the US. That is when he fought Liam Walsh. He went to UK to fight Liam Walsh. Besides that, he has not taken on any other challenge. Devin the Dream Haney has fought in Mexico, and he has also gone to Australia to take on the current champion in his hometown. Then he came to MGM ground in Las Vegas and beat Vasily Lomachenko via a unanimous decision. And I think that should cement the argument about who is the best, because when George Kambosos became champion and was looking for opponents, Gervonta Tank Davis, if he really believed in himself and his team wanted him to conquer or achieve greatness, could have taken that opportunity. So if you don't take the opportunity and you end up beating Ryan Garcia, and the way you stopped Ryan Garcia was fantastic. But let's call a spade a spade. Ryan Garcia has never been a world champion. Ryan Garcia himself has never been a world champion. So your beating of Ryan Garcia at a catch weight of 136 cannot cement you as the best in the division, because Ryan Garcia himself has not been a champion in that particular division, and besides, it was at a catch weight. And making 135 weight limit is part of being a champion. And Devin the Dream Haney has done that in his 3 unification fights. Yes, despite being challenging, he has done it. Whilst Tank Davis, you have fought Rankin Garcia, the fight that most people are saying that it was the best against the best. It was at a catchweight. Making the 135 weight limit is part of the challenge of being a champion. So I beg to differ. I think Devin, the Dream Haney, remains the champion, the king, and the undisputed at 135. No two ways about that. And if Gervonta Tank Davis want to take on that title, he should go ahead and beat Devin the Dream Haney. This is my take. If you